wish I brought a USB-C. Maybe I should go buy one. Check the back just one more time. There's one back there. This thing is toasty. Cool it off a little. I should go get a USB-C to see. I'm 95% state of charge, pulling 21 kilowatts. I wish it was pulling 91 kilowatts. Yeah, we should be going to here charging 25 more minutes, it says. We got 4 people. Hello. I started a new live because my camera was broken, or my phone was broken. I'm gonna run in and get. Well, hold on. Just wait here so the car doesn't shut off. Also, the AC has stopped working as well. I think the battery's hot. Yeah. What? I don't want a sticker. Okay. Climate.
Back one that does nothing.
That's the back one.
Not doing anything.
All right, I will return shortly. see him. He's open. Freaking potato quality. Watching that as an live stream. Just should have live streamed with Sarah and you just see the at least it's a 60-watt capable cable, which doesn't really mean much. How the hell did they get it out of this plastic? Also, how do you say that? Vega cell? Vega? Is it like a German V? How in the... Am I just stupid? Or are you supposed to break it? I don't know. Me too, one. I heard it go pop, but I didn't hear it like release. Oh, here it goes. Okay, yes. At least it seems like a decent quality USB-C. What? It was 17 bucks for... I know, it's stupid. Well, I didn't want to go over there. Okay. Charging. Well, I still want to. Woo! Got it. We have a functioning USB-C charge cable now. Why are the wipers on? I must have hit the switch on accident. I wouldn't force that. If it's in the door, if you force it, like it flexes the panel. I like how my Tesla app says 285 minutes until full because it's on a level 2 charger. Is it a Model X over there? Oh, yeah. Charger's getting busy. I feel bad about blocking the stall, but blame Chevy for putting the port in a stupid place. Put it on the back right, or sorry, back left, like a normal, or like a Tesla, or like the right. Yeah. I actually am in the mind that the pickup truck should have it on the front, and the small car should have it on the back. Yeah. I think that makes more sense. Yeah. Turns off. All right, we're at 97% state of charge, pulling 15 kilowatts. I will say that the AC has stopped functioning as well. I think it's trying to cool the pack off, so it's limiting climate performance. We're going to run the climate control set to 68 on automatic. We're going to turn the rear climate off. I don't think there's an eco, well, there is an eco climate setting right here. We're going to have that turned on. Tire pressures are set to 42 psi cold or 45 psi warm. The temperature is 90 degrees, so it is a warm day. We have about a 10-mile-an-hour north wind, so it'll be a kind of a crosswind the whole way, which is a bit annoying. But the looping should counteract it because it's kind of like a cross/head tailwind wherever you're facing. We're going to go out through Athens. We're going to go on the 175 this way, through Maybank to Kemp. We're going to go all the way to right around here. We're going to turn around at this turnaround point, which actually you can't. Never mind. Wait, maybe you can. Yeah, I think you can. And then we're going to come back this way. Then we're going to turn around roughly here, and then go and do that loop a bunch of times until we're low. And then we're going to come back to Athens and plug in at 2 to 3% state of charge, and that's going to be our range number. We're going to extrapolate out that final 2%. We're not going to run heated seats or anything like that. We're going to have cruise control set to a GPS verified 70 miles an hour. And we're at 98%. I'm going to make sure to reset the trip meter when we leave. So we go to trip, and then we go to trip information, driver display, and we'll do 80. Should we do 80, 60, 40, 20 check-ins, or should we do every 25? 25 is what I normally do, but this has more range, so I feel like it'd fluctuate a lot. Anyway, still top charging. Slows down quite a lot at the end here. Charging. Still says it's going to take 15 additional minutes to complete at 98%. I'm going to set the drive mode. That's one thing I should do. Drive mode, normal. Normal. There we go. Not trailering this. Drive mode, normal. One pedal drive set to normal. I could set it to high, but it doesn't really matter. Lights on. Vehicle will remain on for 60 minutes. All right. So the question is, will my phone complete charging while I build a car? That first. So how many vehicles are here? Because I saw there was a Model X, a Model Y, and I think, well, I'm taking up 2 stalls because ChargePort's in a weird spot on this. It's in a nice spot for home charging, I'll give them that, but it's in a terrible spot for fast charging, especially in superchargers. Other stations doesn't really matter, but superchargers have really short cables. So, yeah. We want this on outdoor. I think we should try to cool the cabin as much as possible while we're plugged in. Just so we don't have to run it as hard while we're out there. Turn restart on. Rear climate is off. Auto fan speed, we'll set that to low. I also went into the auto fan speed setting and I set it to low instead of medium or high just to get the most efficiency. You always try to run climate at 68 degrees on auto in the most efficient setting it has. So eco climate and auto fan speed low. When you set the drive mode to normal, and like I mentioned, this is the front-wheel drive Equinox EV, so it has a 319-mile EPA range. We're not going to see that on the highway, I know that for sure. We might get, what's your guesstimate? I'm going to guess.
I said 270.
He said 270. I'm going to say 281. I don't know, 280 miles. That seems like pretty reasonable. I mean, we're not going all the way till the car stops moving, so I think that's what it would do if you did that, but we'll have to find out. We're at 99%, still pulling 11 kilowatts, so the battery can top charge. Supercharger's getting pretty full. Yeah. We'll have to see. should double charge it. What?
It's a freaking June taking up all the charge.
It'll charge faster. Wireless and not wireless charge. Is that a Model X refresh? Can't tell. Yes, I think so. I think it's a Palladium. I don't know. Yeah, but unlike Tesla, this has a rear light. Right. Charge. Oh, let's see. Alright, we just hit 100% state of charge. Still pulling 10 kilowatts at 100%. So it's got 5 more minutes, it says, to fully calibrate. Check the wind map before we show that to the viewers. 13 mile an hour from the south, and it's going to hold pretty consistently. It says wind speeds are 7 to 14. You can see there. So not ideal, but it is what it is. It's real world, so there's going to be variables. Yeah, that's probably smart. We're dipping down to 9 kilowatts. I think it shuts off at. Not sure. 5 kilowatt maybe. Oh, I need my GoPro. I almost forgot about that. All right. That seems pretty comfortable. I don't mind that. Still pulling 8 kilowatts. Still charging?
Yeah.
It said 0 minutes to completion. When I left it, it went like, so I took the key.
Oh yeah, it did. It sent me some key.
I like all this storage. Alright, charging is completed. We are at 100%. We gained, oh, it does say how much range it gains. We gained 110 miles. So let's go auto, 68 degrees on automatic. Tire pressures are set. Let's go here. Go to vehicle status. Tire pressure, 45 psi. We're going to reset trip 1 and trip 2. Why not? We're going to climate control set. We check the wind. We're going to verify our speed once we're out there. So let me unplug from the charger. Alright, the adapter's pretty warm, so that means we have had a pretty lengthy charge session. Into reverse. One thing I don't like about the Equinox is that it creeps in reverse, but it doesn't creep in drive, which is a bit inconsistent. I don't know why you would do one and not the other. Right, into drive here. Trip is reset. Climate is on 68 degrees automatic, although it still is blowing fairly hard for being on automatic, I will say. We'll head over this way. Jump onto the highway. Lock our speed at 70 mile an hour GPS. We will verify with this thing, which is running. Oh, you started logging it?
Yeah.
Very, very quiet turn signal. I can't even hear it. We are in normal drive mode, and regen is set to normal, although I can increase it by pulling the little regen paddle, if you can see that paddle. We'll just gently get up to speed. We don't need to floor it, because then that'll mess with the efficiency. It defaults to 3.5 miles a kilowatt hour, so we'll see what our efficiency is on the highway. I'm going to guess around 2.9 to 3 would be pretty decent for such a large, heavy vehicle. This weighs about 5,000 pounds. So 3 miles a kilowatt hour, I think, is a comfortable place for this car to be. And if it can get 3 miles a kilowatt hour, that's a pretty decent amount of range, because it should be about 270 miles. So, yeah, we'll see. Very quiet car at these speeds. Still at 100% state charge, as you can see here. Tire pressure is 45 psi. Climate's at 68 auto. So far, we're getting 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Battery capacity is 100%. Trip is reset. All right, let's hop on the interstate, or not the interstate. It's not actually interstate. Yeah, it's going to be a long range test compared to what we're used to. Last one we did was only 155 miles in the bright drop. Link in the card. Regen. Although it only pulled 16 kilowatts there because the battery's so full. So it actually does, it feeds in friction brakes if you don't have enough available regen, which is good. All right, accelerating up. Just about half throttle, 100 kilowatts. Get up to speed. Here we go. Cruise control set to 70 on here. So 70 on the car dash is in fact 70. Yeah, as you can see. We are slowing down because there's a vehicle in front of us because we're in adaptive cruise. I might see if I can switch it over to manual cruise. Manual cruise selected, set to 70 miles an hour. Here we go. Switch over to time lapse. We'll meet you guys at 75% state of charge. We're just going to lock in, put some miles down, and see what this car can do. All right, let's hit it. We have dipped to 99% state of charge. We've done 2.8 miles. So if that is linear, that should be 280 miles, right?
Yeah.
Probably isn't, but you never know. Let's flip the live stream around so they can see where we're going. There you go. Check the quality and see if it's decent.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to go the longer way, but I guess it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Very comfortable suspension. Trying to hold 70 as long as I can off this off ramp. I'm gonna have to regen now. Actually, that's probably not what you want to do because we're so high state of charge. It won't get max regen. So. Here we go. Good. Slow driver. Went 5.6 miles and we're still at 98%. This is looking good. 2.9 miles per kilometer. Set cruise at 70 miles an hour. 70. Try not to draft people. So that matters. French test. No, I'm not sure if it's technically true, but this is the cheapest 300-mile range EV, even though the Leaf, the Nissan Leaf, technically would be, but it's only like 303 miles, so it's like barely 300 miles. And it's only 300 miles on one trip. So you have to get the base model Leaf to get 300 miles versus every Equinox gets 300 miles.
This is not for like around 70.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
It feels like we're going 50.
This car's like a 90 mile an hour cruiser.
I'd actually find myself
Not too many live stream viewers. Come on, we need more. We only got 2 right now.
distance on this trip thing's accurate, unlike the stupid.
Yeah, the Maverick was way off.
This one's like
Dead on accurate.
yeah, the entire time.
It's good. It says we got 312 miles range, which is good because we left with 319 and we've done 8. So if anything, we have more than it says. 2.8. So what's 90 times 2.8? 90 times 3 is 27.
So it's like 25 ish. 26 ish.
Okay. It's from the wind is from the south.
South, yeah.
It feels weird to have this level of range in the EV because we only use 4% within 10 miles. I mean, all the electric cars I'm used to, like my Tesla, the Bright Drop, and the Polestar, like you couldn't get over 200 miles realistically on the highway. Which is funny that that guy at the drive-thru was like, "This is not a Taco Bell. It's a Taco Casa."
It's not a Taco
Is that
Bell.
what he said?
I don't know what he said. I couldn't hear him.
It's funny. It says 2.7 miles kilowatt hour, but big battery life. So, I mean, that's less efficient than Model X. But honestly, well, Model X is a bigger battery than this too. You can't even buy a new Model X anymore, so who cares? This would be a very comfortable road trip. Definitely more comfortable than the Traverse. I'm curious how much different the Bolt will be compared to the Equinox. Assuming it'll be a lot more efficient, probably, even though it uses the same drive unit. Although, I will say the Bolt has a silicon carbide inverter, and this doesn't. This has a regular silicon inverter, which just means if it has silicon carbide, that means it's more efficient at low power draw. So there's less like energy loss. So we've done 12.5 miles exactly, 5%. So maybe we'll see 250. Which I still think is pretty good for being so hot and so windy.
Yeah.
Like if you were on like a 65, 70 degree day and there was like no wind, you could probably see 300. That's it. And on a really flat level of ground. No one drives, well, people in Kansas drive through dead flat all the time.
Yeah.
Florida's the flattest state. Yeah, but Florida, there's not enough long highway stretches to matter.
Florida sounds like that's an EV.
Yeah, there is a lot of EVs.
Because you're just driving in city
Give me a video of this here while we go through this section. All right, the only caveat in terms of speed on this 70-mile-an-hour range test is that we have to go through Eustis, and the speed drops to about 50 to 45 miles an hour for like half a mile, or a mile. But that shouldn't affect things too much. And if anything, when you're doing a road trip, you're going to be getting off and on the highway, which is going to drop speed a little bit anyway. So, yeah, it's not going to be a perfect 70, but it'll benefit the car if anything. But, yeah, we've averaged 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour doing the first 14 miles. We've only used 5% to do 14 miles, which is really good, but 2.7 is not that efficient. Because if you do the math, assuming the battery's 90 kilowatt hours, which it realistically isn't, it's a little less, but let's just say it's 90 kilowatt hours, that means that your range would only be that's 2.7. 250 maybe? Although it just went up to 2.9 was the region. Obviously, the wind is not going to be ideal on this trip, but it is what it is. This is the day that I have to do the range test, so I'm just going to have to make do. 145 miles an hour, 46. And we should get right back up to 70 up here. Very, very comfortable. And even though the efficiency is not too good, it seems like the range is still pretty decent because the battery's big for something this large, or this small, I guess. Even though it's not really a small vehicle. It's bigger than Model Y, but smaller than Model X probably because it doesn't have third row. All right, we're approaching the 70 zone, and up here, 94%, and then we're just gonna cruise at 70 for hours. So it's okay to turn around. You will cruise because when you use adapt, it likes to slow down when you come up to cars, and they don't really want that right now. All right, so let's just go. It's weird because this must be a semi-slow USB-C port where the phone's just using a lot of power, but it stayed at 93% the whole time it's been plugged in. That one, which is interesting.
Mine's gone from 40 to 65. 10 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes up to it.
I don't want it to be accessible. Why? Because it gets like 450 miles.
Why does it go so far?
Because the battery's huge.
I just drive to Houston and back. You're good.
The problem is there's no like easy direct way to do that from the same start, unless you're on the interstate.
You start at Athens. You drive 45, go down to back around, drive back to Athens.
2.8 miles. What did we get coming out here? Like the efficiency levels, the 2.72. It's a Saturday.
Maybe.
We went down a hill.
I guess. Yeah.
I think in an hour on this live stream, we'll start a new one just so it's not super long. That way, if the phone crashes or something, even though it's on YouTube servers anyway. The efficiency did climb a little bit. Now we're up to 2.9.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's with a slight tail.
Yeah, the wind's kind of.
It's pushing. I guess it'll probably settle in when we start coming back this way, like 2.7 or 2.8. Which is not great from an efficiency standpoint, but the range should still be good because it's especially for a car at this price. Like we start at like 35 grand, which for an EV is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Especially for one that's got this big of a battery. Obviously, you can get the Bolt, but the Bolt's got like a 25 kilowatt hour smaller battery. Maybe not 25, maybe 20. Because that's only like a 68 kilowatt hour battery. I mean, it is LFP though, so you can use more of the battery more often.
Ultimate soccer mom car.
Except for no third row. They had a traversing. How many minutes? 6 seconds. Time lapse for 20 miles.
Nope, I didn't want to do that.
What's up, live stream people? All 5. Five. All the whole 5 people watching us do this equinox range test. So we're back down to 2.8. I think we went up a hill. It's gonna fluctuate for the first little bit. The wind doesn't look that bad. Like the trees are moving a ton. To me, it seems like. Let's check it again. I mean, it says it's like a 13 mile an hour crosswind, but it doesn't look 13 to me. It looks more like 8. And I know you can't see wind physically 14. We're at. Let's go to the view status.
There goes all efficiency.
It says we've used 1 kilowatt hour to climb it, even though the climate's on auto. This is quote unquote.
It's a placebo, it's the same thing.
We got a real spike. We got 8 miles a kilowatt hour at some point. What are we doing? Going through Eustis. We regenerated a mile. Almost 0.9. 24 miles. Still 91%. I wonder how much the door handles being flush actually helps. Because the drag coefficient's not that good. It's only like 0.32, which is not that aerodynamic. Like a Rivian is 0.3. Rivian's more of a brick than this thing. Obviously, it has a bigger frontal area, so that doesn't mean it's more aerodynamic than this one. This guy behind us might be getting some tail draft. he's close enough to matter. I mean, GM has really accurate state of charge gauges. Really like 0 is 0.
Yeah.
Which I actually like. I like where it doesn't lie to you about what you're at. Like if you're at 90%, which we are at right now, 25.7 miles to go, or from 100 to 90, which is not too bad. 2.8 miles per kilometer. Anyway, I was saying that 0 in these cars is like actually 0. Like there's no buffer, which I don't like having buffer. I feel like it hides usable parts of the battery that the user should be able to know that's there. But if you're not like keen about EVs, you may not know that there is a buffer. Which doesn't say what to climb. I mean, it's blowing air pretty hard, even on the lowest. Let me just double check that it's actually the lowest climate auto fan, whatever you call it. Thing. Climate auto fan speed low. Yes, that's what I want. I feel like when you buy an EV, you have to buy like 50 miles more range than you actually want. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you want to have like extra,
Just to make sure.
well, because the thing is, you won't actually get that 50 miles. So, at least on the highway where you actually care about range. Two point eight. We're basically the camp we went was exactly 30 miles. 29.7. We used 11%. This makes my Model 3 look like a freaking leaf. Well, not the new leaf, the old leaf. Although to be fair, honestly, the efficiency, no, it's a little worse than the Model 3 at these speeds. I think the Model 3, like how I have it set up, would probably do 2.9 to 3 at these speeds. It's doing 2.7. So, although Tesla measures in miles per hour. I don't know why they all don't use like the same unit. I like miles per kilowatt because it's less math. Just multiply it by the battery size. It's your range. You don't have to do 1 1,000 divided by your watt hours per mile, then to do that. It's less thinking. That's probably stuff like that. That little jingle noise.
More rattling.
This is a really terrible session. Please don't go over 50 for minutes. I feel like this is an EV. If you did like 85 miles an hour, you can still go 200 miles, which I feel like is like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
200 miles at 80 is only like, what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's letting me draft off him unintentionally, which I don't want. Okay. I'm not gonna drop speed, just how far are we from the turnaround point? What?
Okay. Maybe that's where it's going.
I think so. Why does it say 7? It was really lagged. It said like 36% to get there. That's just with 7. Like, why is it doing that? That's really cheap for me. Like, I like resting on near deflate press. Not there. That's too urban. The one before it. Or this one. Oh, too urban. Well, yeah, there's too much traffic over here. Right here. Can I turn around here and get on the thing and do that?
Usually start out high to me. Just
Yeah.
cruise down the time and turn around. Start at the buckets.
Then the thing is, when you complete the range test, and you have to go all the way back home. It just takes forever. Because then you have to charge. Oh, another one. That's a two-tone one. Blue and white. I don't know if I'd go for the white. If I go with the black or body color. There's an ambulance. Beside me with lights on. It's going like really slow. Hello.
Yeah, got one place.
This those lights are on, probably. Well, siren's not on though, so it doesn't mean it means it's not important.
It's not bad.
We should buy a used equinox. Yeah, not the gas one.
Not the gas one.
The only deal breaker to me so far is I wouldn't call it a deal breaker. It's just a low voltage battery.
Slow charge.
relatively slow. Like it has to pull so much current from the charger to get any decent amount of power. That's the thing. If you go to like a 100 kilowatt charger, you're not gonna get 100 minutes. You're gonna get like 50 to 60. Because it's just amperage. Transits. The bright drop when we got to this point, we were at what? 70 ish. And the bright drop, but that also is getting like 1.3 watts. It's just so big. It's not designed. Also, it was colder, so the air was more dense.